G'day everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Glass Cage Pod. I'm JH.
And I'm George.
And this is, we're in season 2, and I think in the last episode I said we're in episode 1, but I guess it's like 12 now we're up to.
Yeah, well...
Depends how we're going to do this.
Yeah,
how should we do our numbering?
Season 2, episode 2. No, we should just say episode 12.
Yeah, it sounds better.
Yeah, otherwise it's not going to track on what everyone's listening on. They might go, oh, there's 2 episode 1s.
Yeah, because, yes. All right, well, no, I'm glad we sorted that out on the pod with everybody listening in their Glass Cage.
A little bit of behind-the-scenes action for everyone.
Yeah, we won't tell them that this is the second time we had to start it because I accidentally said, welcome to Tom's Brook Farm. But anyway.
We won't tell them that.
We
also won't tell them that we were both muted and talking to each other. But anyway.
No, they don't need to know.
Yeah, at least they know that we're not AI. We are human.
Yeah, we do stuff up. Yeah. All right, so today we're going to chat rotations.
Yeah, it's been asked quite a bit.
It has actually, yeah.
I guess people are interested in what we're doing in our small part of the world, but
yeah,
I'll be perfectly honest, it's pretty boring.
Yeah, well, it is. People are, interested in what we grow and how we, sort of manage it all, and yeah, it's not as exciting as what you might think.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not. Yeah, okay. So it's wheat, barley, and canola.
Yeah. So, let's start off with how do you decide what you're going to grow, first of all, before you get into where and when and
the who, what, why, when, where.
Yes, yep. So, how do you decide what you're growing this year?
Basically, just potential profit. Commodity price and our ability to grow, and cost. So do a crop budget.
Yep.
But basically, it's all fairly well set from what we have learnt over the years, what grows well here and what we can do.
Yeah. Yep. So like when the canola price skyrocketed, you guys dropped out land, didn't you? And you went to more canola?
Yeah. So we were scheduled there was another 600 hectares that was going to be wheat on wheat. Tom and I very quickly did a back of the envelope decision. Went, our break-even point for canola in this paddock would be about 400 kilos.
Yeah.
So we're like, right, looking like a pretty good year. And pulled the trigger on doing an extra 600 hectares.
Yeah.
Which is we had the seed there ready to do it if we needed to. But it turned out to be a good decision.
Yeah.
That was not planned at all through the year. That was just righto, season's there. This has happened. This has hit these trigger points.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. Yep. So we're a bit different. I grow. So we're 4,500 hectares. We split that. So we do 1,500 hectares of each.
Yep.
Wheat, barley, canola.
Yep.
I'm not too driven by, the commodity price of, canola or when barley dropped out with China.
Yep.
That didn't impact my decision. We still stayed how we were and, worked out. Everything works out.
Yep.
Well, not always, but
Yeah.
It works because then basically the reason is you then got to face next year. Okay, well, what am I going to do? Am I going to have the disease pressure of canola on canola or wheat on wheat or barley on barley? Something's going to have to give.
Yes.
So that's what I take into account when I do it.
Yep.
But then it comes into like the where. Where are you going to plant everything? Well, hang on. But getting ahead of ourselves, why don't you do we have addressed it, but why don't you do pulses?
Basically, again, that profit. We've grown lupins before, and I mean before. We in the 90s they were growing through all of here.
I mean, I've harvested lupins on this property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, in the last 10 years, we've grown lupins here a couple of times, beans once or twice. And had a crack at some lentils and then some summer legumes as well. But basically it boils down to we just we can't make it work for us on the balance sheet,
Yeah.
and we've got mouths to feed with it.
Oh, yeah.
But there's
yeah.
there's plenty in the local market where we are. There's plenty of
Oh,
people
yes.
that are growing it
Yeah.
for all the reasons that you would want to grow the legumes for, being disease break, nitrogen. It there's enough for us that we can get our hands on for our feedlot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like harvesting rocks.
Yeah. So we don't do it mainly, a couple of reasons. One is soil type.
Yeah,
We don't have the soil type for, say, beans or vetch or
lupins.
lupins or whatever. We do across the paddock, but not the whole paddock.
Yeah.
So like I was saying, let's just say our average size is 200 hectares for our paddocks. Over that 200 hectares, you're going to get 10 different pHs,
Yeah.
soil types, and it's going to grow really great in about 25% of it.
Yep.
Or maybe it grows really great in 75%, but 25% is going to get blown out.
Yeah.
And then you end up with sand blows. You then got to start claying and all that.
Yeah.
And we used to grow peas back in the day. Dad grew a paddock of peas every year for the nitrogen.
Yep.
And then one year we had to do a chemical fallow because weed seeds just got absolutely too bad.
Yep.
And on that chemical fallow, obviously we sprayed the weeds. We kept the moisture
Yep.
in the profile with the peas. They nodulated. They did their job. Then we grew wheat on the same, wheat on both.
Yes.
Their paddocks right next to each other.
Yeah.
The fallow did better.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it came down to, okay, maybe what's happening with, are the peas, a fallow's better. So why not?
Just put it into.
Why not just put it into nitrogen?
Yeah.
And
and a wheat crop or a canola or a barley crop.
yeah. So that's why we don't grow pulses. So that's everyone's got a different decision.
Yeah, they are very
also,
popular through Scadden and those more uniform soil types.
Yeah.
There's some very impressive pea and bean crops that are growing.
Yeah.
It's something that I wish that, and Tom and I have talked about wanting to get them back into the rotation somehow, but we still just can't work out how we can do it on our scale, do it profitably.
Yeah.
And that's always got to be something that we've got to keep in mind.
Selling them is also a big issue. You've got to hold them on farm for quite a while. How are you going to store them? Are they in bags?
Yeah.
Bags aren't the best. Or you could have, like you guys did, you had bags on the highway and you had vandalism.
Yeah.
And someone came along and just slashed all your bags.
Yeah.
It's stuff like that. So,
yeah. No, that's the benefits from growing the guys who are growing really nice vetch pastures, the disease break is something that we miss.
Yes.
And we can see it when we fly over the top of the paddocks and look and go, yeah, okay, we really need to do something here. It's a difficult one because, like you said, about paddock selection.
Yeah. Where? So for me, it's a bit of an easier decision because all my land is in the one spot.
Yes.
You've got 4 farms.
Yeah.
Of which you grow canola over 3 of them.
Yes.
Because you're doing summer crop down at the
So canola last year at Cornbidger flooded out. We were. It was all in and it was up, growing, and then had 170 mils of rain in like a weekend.
Yeah, right.
And,
that's like our yearly rainfall.
Yeah, and that
like
was
this year.
Yeah, it was gone. So you walk down there and you're actually seeing 3 or 4 leaf canola plants flowing past you into the drain. You think, well, that one's not going to survive.
No.
So
we're easy. We're block rotation.
Yep.
So we've got wheat in one block, barley in one block, and then canola in one block, and then there's 2 paddocks there that are always like a different paddock. So that makes up the area. So it's not, everything isn't exactly 1,500, but it's damn near close.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's just how we do it. We used to split them all up and have it all different, but Dad got it into block rotation, and that works very well. There's no risk to be spread where I am.
It's all in the one.
It's all in the one spot. If it doesn't rain in where I live, it's not. There's no difference between the other blocks. So
we're not that strippy with our rainfall.
yes, yep. So it doesn't matter where we put it. So why not just do it in a block?
Yep.
Works. Harvest management, very easy. But for you, you've got,
Yeah, we've got like 60 kilometres between south to north. The decision then is longer season crops down south.
Yep.
Because the season is longer.
Yep.
That's basically it. We just stage ourselves like at the coast, 6 series or 5 series canolas. They're a little bit longer. 5s and 4s here, and then 4s up at Cascade.
Yep.
Just to reflect the growing season, rainfall and time.
Yeah. Yep.
Come harvest time, that can sometimes mean that everything ripens at once.
Well, especially if it's a year like we've had this year where the rain didn't come and then it germinated everything at the same time.
Yes.
Patchy, but germinated everything at the same time.
Yeah. So I guess the decision then is like we've done everything. We've set our varieties up early for what we've chosen to go into where.
Yep.
And chase the ace. Go after the highest value, highest risk. So that's always the highest yielding canola.
Yeah. So you have got, let's just say it's a day transport or half a day transport, from top to bottom.
Yeah.
I guess that's not so important come seeding time because, seeding isn't as much pressure or crucial or whatever you want to call it. But
if a storm cloud comes over and stops you for half a day or a day, it's fine. It's fine. You can deal with that.
But so up at Cascade Block there, you've got wheat in.
Yeah.
Or have you got all three?
No. We've got canola, wheat.
Yeah.
In those 3 paddocks.
Yeah. So you went up. Did you see? You guys have in the past. You've seeded the canola, then you've gone somewhere else, then you've come back.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of travel, but like you've obviously got to set out that plan to begin with. This is how we're going to do it.
Yeah. So that's where the last year we saying about that extra 600 hectares that we decided to put in.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we'd already cut and run back down here to follow our program.
Yeah.
And then went straight back up the top and then jammed in another 600 hectares of canola.
Yeah.
So, it can chop and change. It is only like a day of transport at seeding. But at harvest time, I've pulled out of a paddock and gone, well, we've all pulled out of the paddock and gone, righto, front's off, we're moving, we're going. It's ready down there.
Yeah.
We've got to get down there before that fragile crop's done.
Yeah, especially like up there you got your wheat and your canola. Depending on when you get up to it, that's probably going to be the first canola you harvest.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah,
and it'll be like, oh, is that wheat ready? Just I could just bag it.
Yeah. We have nosed into it before to cut down a silo pad.
Yeah.
And you nose in and you go, oh wow, I wonder. You take it down to CBH and they look at you sideways and they're like, hang on, this is wheat.
This smells like a muesli bar, boys.
Yeah. They put it through and they go, it's not quite triple digits, but it's in the 20s and you're like, just flick out the green ones. No, she's still soft.
Yeah.
No, the temptation always overcomes you and you nose in because you want to know what it's going to yield.
Yeah.
But you just chase after the canola first. Get into it.
Yeah, so with us, everything's ripening at the same time. So we are chasing barley.
Yep.
So we'll chase barley first. There'll be definitely one paddock, so 400 hectares will get done.
Yep.
And then right next to it, we've got the 300 hectares, 350 hectares of canola that's just been sprayed. So we're like, okay, come harvest, I'll make the decision. We're going to do this barley. Is that canola ready or not? There's a paddock of barley right next to it.
Yep.
Maybe we'll do that 350 hectares of barley before we get into this canola.
Yep.
Or we go into that canola and then we do that. Then we go and harvest that other paddock of barley, and then we go down and do the other block, which is it's only 10 k's away, but
you still got to demob and
you still got to move. But it's like we want to chase the barley before the wind, but then you also risk the wind of the canola and whatever canola you've got there, going down. So harvest management is a big thing, and we do it wrong sometimes.
Yeah, well, you never get it right. Like that's it. Like there's always going to be one part of the paddock that you lose more or whatever. Like it's nature. So it's going to be a difficult one for this harvest. Is going to be very difficult for getting those timings right.
Yeah.
And I can foresee us picking up and moving, and then picking up and moving, and picking up and moving.
Yeah.
Just trying to, because you get in, you do your hand threshes, you get a good gauge of what the paddock's doing, or you think you do. Your nose in, and first truckload, and you're like, nah, we're in the wrong spot.
Yeah. Yep.
There's nothing worse. Hopefully, it's not. It's much worse when it's a wet harvest.
Yes.
So I'm hoping that once we've got everything that's no longer needs to be green, that Mother Nature can turn off the tap and not turn it on until the headers are in the shed. So
I think everyone asks that every year.
Yeah, we don't ask for much.
We might ask for it, so we come down to an episode.
Yeah, well, one or two rain days often is warranted during harvest.
It is, I guess that gets us into another point that we're going to make on this one, and that's fatigue. And the whole fatigue management. We're talking about how do you manage your blocks and how you're going to get there and all this, but fatigue management is it's a big thing that farmers need to look out for, and it doesn't matter if it's the boss or if it's your first time on a chaser bin.
Yep.
You need to look out for it. You need to look out for everyone.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, it is very dangerous, especially when you're driving up to 50 k's between blocks.
Yeah, especially for you guys, yeah.
You've got to remember that at the end of your day doesn't end when you idle down and sweep your cab out. Your day ends in a half-hour drive after that, or 45-minute drive.
Yeah. You got to go home.
That is extremely dangerous. If you've been pushing yourself or your crew too hard, and then you throw into the mix, okay, now we're just going to go straight into fatigue driving on the roads.
Yeah.
That's a recipe for disaster.
Yep. So with Dad, he has always run an early shift, I guess you'd call it. So, we start at 7, something like that. Excuse me, weather dependent. And then we will go as late as you sort of can, but we don't ever normally go past like 9 or 10 o'clock. Now I know for a farmer, you're going, oh, you guys are weak as piss, mate. You should be going to 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock at night. Like we do that, every single night. And I've never had a sleepy day once. Bullshit.
Yeah.
No, it's hard sometimes. Sometimes we'll go, we can't pull up. We've got to keep going. But it's like, no, the crew's starting to get that little snappy towards each other.
Yeah.
And you just got to, look after everybody.
Yeah.
It's the campaign down here in Esperance was enjoy the drive.
Yeah.
Stickers on the back of the trucks.
Yep.
And
take it a bit steady. You don't have to overtake that road train. You don't have to push an extra 5 minutes on the hour drive into town to go and get the parts.
Yeah.
That's not going to... You drop one spanner or, one spanner with a part in it, and you're going to lose 15 minutes trying to find that.
Oh, yeah.
You're more fatigued and
Yep.
So it is definitely something that we keep at the forefront of, or Tom and I keep at the forefront of our mind, managing the crew and having younger people in 18, 19. You get, right, we can go really hard. And I look and I go, no, I know that you can't.
Yeah.
Like I understand that you want to and that you're really keen, and I've been there before, but I have a responsibility to make sure that you're not burning out. And you can pick it up and you go, a couple of 12-hour days, in the heat, and then maybe you throw in a couple of 13, 14 by the time you've got a half-hour drive, half-hour drive on both sides,
Yeah.
and often I've been driving back and I've heard one of the crew snoring in the back.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's they've gotten in. It's night time.
They're not driving.
They've had their dinner. They're not
Yeah.
driving. They're in the back, and we might be chatting away in the front. And you're looking, righto, they're getting tired. So
Yeah.
maybe a couple later starts, and we'll keep a track on those worked hours.
Yeah. No, I've found it with the young guys that come in. You'll say, "Okay, boys, we're pulling up," and they're like, "Oh no, come on, we can keep going. We can keep going."
Yeah,
They don't know their signs of fatigue yet,
yeah,
but you know their signs of fatigue, and you can tell they're getting fatigued.
yeah,
And they might wake up one morning or one day, and they're crabby, and it's because we've been doing we have been doing those 14-hour days,
yeah,
and they're like, no, I'm fine, like let's keep going, but like, no, you've been snapping a lot of people, and you're maybe not with it. You made a couple like iffy decisions as you're coming in to like load the truck. Maybe you weren't paying attention.
yeah,
And they don't realize that is a sign of fatigue.
yeah.
Like I would highly recommend people just right now in your glass cage, Google what are the signs of fatigue.
Yeah.
Now there's
Obviously when it's pulled up. When you're not operating.
there's 30 different symptoms.
Yeah.
3 of them will be for you.
Yeah.
So last year at harvest time, I got fatigued, and I was pulling out onto the road, and I was looking at my phone.
Yep.
I had to reply to this message. This message was so important.
Yeah.
I had to reply to this message. Could have even been a Snapchat.
Yeah.
And a truck came whizzing past, missed me by about half a metre.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't concentrating. I didn't look up.
You were in the paddock. You were in autopilot.
Didn't look up. So then that happened.
Yeah.
So that razzled me. I've got a very young family.
Yeah.
I've got a wife. I've got a 7-year-old. I've got a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
So that razzes you. Then that night, we just switched paddocks. So we were only switching from the front piece to the back piece.
Yeah.
But all those field bins had to be moved. Last year was our best year ever.
Yeah.
Headers are stopped. Chasers are stopped. We need the field bins.
Yeah.
So I'm down there. I'm hooking onto a field bin. I'm popping things up. Got a phone call. Yep, I'm addressing that. Then I get into the car, and the way that the field bins were parked we were right up against a fence. So I had to reverse out.
Yes.
Didn't hook the field bin up, did I?
Oh.
Reversed straight into it with my ute.
Yep.
Now all it did was just damage the winch that I had.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Just all I did was just put the field bin back on. Off I went. Now the next day I went home on a quiet period. Now you don't get quiet periods very often at harvest.
Yeah.
But I went home, and then I got to the couch, fell asleep for an hour and a half.
Yep.
I don't think I was even awake for 10 seconds on the couch. I just boom, fell asleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Best thing I did.
Yeah. Yep. Stop and take a minute. Well, take an hour, because you don't. That's 2 close calls.
Yeah.
You've backed into something and you've missed out on that. But yeah, so definitely worthwhile recognizing what your own symptoms are.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
just if there's any of the young chaser drivers or header drivers that are listening, and they're afraid of if they say to the boss, oh, I'm actually getting a bit dozy on, or I'm a bit fatigued here.
Yeah.
Just say it. I would much rather have someone say, look, I'm a little bit, and I'll go, no worries, righto, go and have a late start or whatever.
Yeah.
Because if you try and tough it out and keep going, you're going to stuff something up major, and it's going to be bad. You'll crush a header front into something or someone, and at the end of it, you'll be standing there, hyped up on adrenaline, but also extremely fatigued and tired. And
shock will kick in.
And people will be asking you, what happened? Why did that happen? Why'd you do this? What did you? And you just sit there and go, I don't know. I'm tired.
Yeah.
And that's when people snap. And don't let yourselves get to that point. So,
and just on that, if definitely for all the young guys or girls listening, if you feel that you can't say to your employer that you are feeling tired and, hey, maybe can I knock off early tonight, or can I start late tomorrow? Maybe you need to quit.
Yeah.
You can't, you know,
You've got to have you've got to have that discussion, and
you should be able to say that, hey, look, George, sorry, mate, but I am sort of falling asleep when it gets to, 7 o'clock at night. Can I please just go home for an hour?
Yep.
I'll come back. Or,
Yep.
if you're scared to have that conversation with the employer, leave them.
Yeah.
It's not worth your life. Or say if you fell asleep and you accidentally run over the boss or the truckie or something at the, you're now going to jail and you're going to get a lot of sleep.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
well, might not get some sleep, but you have plenty of opportunity for it. But it's also for I find that a lot of the I'd say the people that are in management positions or the same sort of age, say late 20s to early 40s.
Yep.
That age group, we've all been through it, and if you're an owner operator or someone, you've pushed yourself. You've pushed yourself you've pushed yourself beyond what you should have.
Oh yeah.
But it's all that's fine because that's your own stuff and it's your own risk that you're going to take. But you've got to be aware that you're putting other people in these positions, and that you've got to have these discussions with them as well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So that's the counter to if the young people don't feel comfortable bringing that up with their employers equally need to be comfortable saying to and addressing everyone and saying, hey, right, these are our plans for fatigue management.
Yeah. No, I've at seating time. So I it's basically the first thing I'll bring up with a new employee.
Yeah.
And I'll say, look, I'd much rather you go home for the night. You start late, you go home during the, say, we all get the 3 p.m. noddies. I'd rather you go, hey, look, I'm getting a bit tired. Can I go home for an hour? Yep, go home for an hour, come back. We'll address it then, see if you're feeling better.
Yep.
And he looked at me and goes, are you having me on?
Yeah.
I've never had a boss say that to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Is this a trap? I said, absolutely, it's not a trap. Like, we need to have this open line of communication.
Yeah, yep.
Let me know.
Yeah, if you get tired in the mornings or if you get tired at night time, we can work with that. Maybe you get up early and you do this job.
Yeah, and that's why I'm, open about my fatigue, and nearly crashing and then crashing my ute into a field bin.
Yeah.
You have to let people know that, you're not invincible, and you also get tired. You need to go home and have a nap. Like, it's important.
Well, that's so. Like on the home block here, we have the luxury of harvesting around our sheds.
Yeah,
and so we harvest around our. I guess it's the same as yours, but like on this whole block, we can and we routinely do drive the headers from like the back paddock forwards if we need to do something at the workshop.
Yeah.
So if we're out in the back hills here and it's 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, instead of just continuing on and maybe listening to a podcast or something, I'll pick up the 2A and just check and see how everyone's going for like every half hour. And Tom's very good at it. He'll how are we going? What's the plan? Are we going to go till 7, till 8? How's the moisture? What's our plan? And then in the morning, are we stopping? If you two people continue on like one harvester and a chaser bin and we're doing some fiddly stuff.
Yeah.
So, righto, well, then you've got an 8 o'clock or an 8:30 start in the morning. So then you go home and you're close and you just go to sleep, and then you don't have to worry about getting up really early. So it's just have that conversation constantly, manage each other.
Yeah, so with that, though, you've got to also have the balls to go, look, no, I am getting a bit tired.
Yeah,
These calls used to come over the 2A when we were young and on the chaser bins.
Yeah,
and around that 15 years old, and you're like, yeah, I'm all right. I can keep going.
Yeah.
And I think Dad might have heard. Yeah. All right, so he needs to go to bed.
You need to go to bed. You need to stop. Yeah, the dogs racing each other, and the first one who pops, I was like, no, I'm still good.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, okay, yeah, no, I'm good too. But if you are tired, like, you do have to, yeah.
So no, very very important. So while people are bouncing around in the glass cage, hopefully remembering all of our yammerings about rotations.
Yeah, it sort of took a turn there, but this is such an important conversation that needs to be talked about.
Yeah, and it's, I guess we can tie it all in here, and I'll try.
Go for it.
If if you've got all of the season planned out down to exactly what variety you're going to grow, where, and how you're going to harvest it, and the strategy behind that, you have no excuse to not having a strategy to go home at night.
Yeah. No, and that's why harvest management is so important when it comes to something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there we go. Wrap it all up and tie it together.
Yeah. With a bow on top, did well.
Yeah.
But no, guys. With all seriousness, if you are fatigued, please, go home, have a sleep. We want you guys to keep listening.
Yeah. Yeah. We need all the listeners that we can get.
Please share this to somebody. Oh well, guys. We'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.
Right up.